We are already at March 2026. Tax season is on the air. People are really starting to pile their documents and be ready. But what we're doing here right now, I'm Christopher. I would like to give you practical tips on how to prepare for tax season. And also, we're going to cover a little bit of bookkeeping because a good tax planning starts with a good keeping. So, if you have further questions, you can always book us after this presentation. Scan the QR code and feel free to reach us for any concern related on your taxes. All right, so we're going to start. So as we're approaching, you have to make sure today is make sure there's a deadline on March 15 for people that have partnership. If you're an S corporation, your due date of filing is this coming March 15. So that's what I'm talking consultation. We are based in Dallas, but Wyco Tax has been working for 20 states over more than 30 years of combined experience. Then this presentation, feel free to chat your message and you can watch the replay on our YouTube channel and be part of our raffle, Chris Coco, and we're going to give away a raffle ticket. Now, disclaimer, this is only for illustration and educational purposes only, and it's not intended for any tax or legal advice. Any in the presentation, it's only for educational purpose. Okay, wait, I have a Byron. I need to because I have a call. I have someone's coming. Yeah, we're doing this side by side. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and continue. We're gonna skip this part. So letter, we are targeting our clients are typically doctors, self-employed people that with partnerships, corporations, and with or without employees, as long as you're making more than 100,000, this presentation is meant for you. Uh, there's a tsunami of audit. If you're an LLC and then you have your final statements that are not organized accurate and then you're not reporting the right amount of income, the IRS is after with this type of company. So we have our typical client, let's say Gloria, she is uh, a doctor with her own clinic and also bought her own real estate. But the question is, are her tax and books up to date? That's why we give them some practical guides. I want you to write there on your the sheet or whatever notes you have there the word accountant. Accountant. So letter A, you need to avoid the mixture of accounts. Mixture of accounts, which means from the time that you open your company, you need to have your business already have a need to have a business bank account. That's most common question we're asking. When is the best time to open a bank account? A business bank account is the time you open the business. Even you don't have an income yet, it's important to have a business bank account because any type of expenses, let's say that a common question is, can we deduct expenses without the income? The answer is yes, because if you have a business bank account and then you got the money that you loan from the bank, you put it there, and then all the expenses could be in a one checking account. So at least rather than mixing it with your personal account, it's better to put all your expenses in the business account. It's a better record, and also the IRS, if they check your business, they would know that you are serious on your business. All right. Then letter C, you have to cut back on manual reporting. The manual reporting is what we're saying when people approach me, like they bring me a lot of boxes for the receipts, income. We now have QuickBooks that I I'm a paperless guy. I don't like any cash transactions. I don't want cash payments or cash income because through when it makes it easier to when you do your reconciliation monthly for your expenses and income, you don't really have to go back to your shoe boxes. And the problem with the shoe boxes, every time you got the receipt, you have to keep it for the next 3 to 7 years. And that's the problem when you have paper receipts, they easily can be erased. But the question, what's your option if you cannot avoid paper receipts? There's a QuickBooks has their own online scanning mobile app that save all your expenses in paper. You have to take a picture, just download QuickBooks Receipt Tracker, take a picture of any paper receipts or cash receipts, and it automatically upload to your QuickBooks account. Then another C, you have to count with experience. They said it's better to build a castle in a stone rather than the sand. The same thing when you're starting a business. It's better to have a consultation first, a free consultation with your accountant, tax professional, CPA, lawyer, on how you would like to position your business, because sometimes it's less mistake when you trust an expert rather than doing it yourself, and the cost of a trial and error is more expensive than having an experienced professional. Then, oh, you need to open and check your accounts every now and then. Even though you have a bookkeeper, CPA, it's still important that you're familiar with transactions, because sometimes there are subscriptions, like say your CRM software, that you don't need an 800 to $2,000 per month software. You could downgrade it to 300 because you want to be more cost efficient. Sometimes there are unpaid. There are some transactions, or you have to change your credit card and from your auto pay, so it's important that it's updated. So rather than relying completely with your bookkeeper, you still need to know the different items, categories, and transactions on your credit card or debit account. And I also suggest, when you have a business, is there's an one income account and then there's also one expense account. Why? Because the income account is when the income coming in there, and when you pay contractor, you don't expose your routing and account number when you're paying contractors. So that's why the expense account, you could set the budget. If your budget for contractors is 10,000 per month, so it's only 10,000 on your expense account. So if there's a case of fraud, they don't exhaust and it does not expose your numbers or your checking account. Next, utilize every deduction. So whenever you utilize every deduction, there are some deductions like shared expenses from personal and business. We have home office expense, the use of the car, that's also a shared expense. Then you also have travel expense and meals. So those are all every deduction from personal. You can deduct portion of those for your business. And then need payroll accuracy. Like for Gloria, I mean, she is making 0.3 million, but I mean, she has 3 kids going to college, right? So how was she gonna get the money to pay for the college and other personal bills like the mortgage of the house? So she could actually put herself in a salary, maybe $300,000 a month or year or more, because as a doctor, she can use those 300,000 salary to pay for those tuition fee for the kids and for the mortgage of the house. So people, you cannot do owner's withdrawal, which means she didn't put herself on W-2 and then she just withdraw the money, 300,000, let's say, and the 300,000 is still a taxable income at the end of the year. Then the tax savings benefits after the payroll, it's important to open a 401k plan. It's good. Those payment or contribution to the 401k, whether it's 24,000 in a year, any money that you park on your taxable income, let's say with the case of Gloria, if she has an excess of 100,000, she put 23,000 there on her 401k, then the 77,000 from 100,000, her taxable income is only 77,000 because the 23,000 she used it for, she roll it over or put it on her 401k. The other type of tax savings benefits are as follows. For aside from 401k, there's traditional IRA. On the right side, you can see, and the tax-free income, you see Roth IRA, CV life insurance. So these are the tax-free type of tax savings benefits. And then before we go, the all tax forms will be needed. Letter A. So what are the different tax forms that will be needed? There are for personal return starts with 10. Personal return is 1040. The business return, if it's a partner, it's 1065. If it's S corporation, it's 1120S, and if it's a C corporation, it's 1120. So those are the basic tax form. Okay. All right, sounds good. Next will be you need to have a neat and organized records. So you need to make sure that the records, like aside from the QuickBooks, you need to make sure all your checking and bank account are reconciled to your QuickBooks account. Okay, and also you could give an access to your accountant through your QuickBooks. Go to the manage the account and give access to the accountant. So you don't need to submit a PDF copy to your, you don't need to submit a PDF and loss statement and balance sheet. Okay. And then lastly, the top priority reports, like we submit the, make sure pay attention with the deadline on March 15. Partnership return and S corporation are due. Make sure to file an extension that, and the personal return and C corporation are due on April 15. Now, if you cannot file an extension, make sure that you would, I mean, you cannot file it on time. Make sure you pay the right amount, the taxes that are due on those dates, and file an extension so you avoid the penalty of not paying and not filing on time. Okay, so all of this are the tips as we are going through the tax season. These are the different services that we provide for our clients. From Slice 1, we have the tax savings pizza pie chart. The business entity, Slice 2, record keeping. We provide payroll categorization, and also Slice 4, we have also tax credits that we partner with. Tax sheltered plan is another service that we offer. And lastly, on 6 is the tax filing. Okay, so again, if you have not organized your tax return, feel free to reach us because we have right now. You could bundle your tax and bookkeeping with a $500 discount, $523 discount on if you have not done your bookkeeping for 2025. All right, so that is a recap. I know there's a lot of information. You can always watch it on our YouTube, Chris Waikoko. And again, if you have questions, book us for a free consultation on our websites or our website at www.wicotax.com. All right, thank you again, and hope you guys are having a great time today. Stay safe.